The legacy and significance of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day. Imagine a national holiday honoring a man who dared to dream of equality, yet few know why it lands on the third Monday of January. How did this date come to represent Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy? Stick around to uncover the history, struggles, and meaning behind this annual day of reflection. Every year in January, Americans pause to honor Martin Luther King Jr., a towering figure in the fight for civil rights. But have you ever wondered why his day is always celebrated on the third Monday of the month? In today's video, we'll dive into the fascinating history behind this date, the efforts to establish it as a national holiday, and what it symbolizes for the fight for equality and justice. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day wasn't always the universally celebrated holiday we know today. In fact, its path to recognition was a decades-long battle filled with political resistance, debates, and activism. Even the date itself carries deep significance, tied to both the man's life and the logistics of national observance. Understanding the story of MLK Day requires exploring the historical context and the challenges that shaped it. Martin Luther King Jr.'s journey was far from easy. Despite his commitment to nonviolent resistance, he faced relentless challenges, including imprisonment on several occasions. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover deemed King a radical, placing him under constant surveillance as part of the infamous COINTELPRO initiative starting in 1963. The FBI spied on King's personal life, probed him for alleged communist ties, and even went so far as to mail him an anonymous threatening letter in 1964, which King interpreted as an attempt to coerce him into suicide. Yet, King's resolve never wavered. That same year, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his groundbreaking efforts to combat racial inequality through nonviolence. In his later years, he broadened his activism to address poverty and oppose the Vietnam War, laying plans for the Poor People's Campaign, a national occupation of Washington, D.C., before his life was tragically cut short. On April 4, 1968, King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, where he had gone to support striking sanitation workers. James Earl Ray, an escaped convict, was convicted of the crime. However, the King family has long believed he was a scapegoat, citing a 1999 wrongful death lawsuit ruling that implicated unspecified government agencies in the assassination. Despite a Department of Justice investigation finding no evidence of a conspiracy, King's assassination remains a topic of speculation and controversy, fueling countless theories. The impact of King's death was immediate and profound, sparking both national mourning and riots in cities across the United States. His legacy, however, continued to grow. He was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1977 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 2003. The establishment of Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a holiday in 1986 and the dedication of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, D.C. in 2011 stand as enduring tributes to his vision of equality and justice. Dr. King was a pivotal figure in the American civil rights movement, advocating for nonviolent resistance against racial injustice. His leadership in events like the Montgomery bus boycott, the March on Washington, and the Selma marches cemented his legacy. His assassination in 1968 left a void in the fight for equality, sparking calls to commemorate his life and contributions. The idea of honoring King with a national holiday emerged shortly after his death. Representative John Conyers of Michigan introduced a bill in Congress just 4 days after King's assassination, proposing a federal holiday in his honor. However, the road to approval was anything but smooth. Lawmakers debated whether to create a new holiday, citing cost concerns and questioning whether King's legacy warranted such recognition. Public support grew steadily, thanks in large part to grassroots efforts and cultural moments. Stevie Wonder's 1980 hit song, Happy Birthday, became an anthem for the movement, urging Americans to celebrate King's life. Demonstrations, petitions, and lobbying eventually forced the government to revisit the proposal. The decision to observe Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day on the third Monday of January wasn't just about convenience, it holds symbolic and practical significance. Though King's birthday was on January 15th, choosing the third Monday aligns with the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, designed to provide more consistent long weekends for American workers. This scheduling also allows for a broader participation in the day of reflection and service. Interestingly, 2025 marks only the second time that Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day coincides with Inauguration Day, the first being President Bill Clinton's second inauguration in January 1997. This overlap creates a powerful moment for the nation, intertwining the legacy of a civil rights icon with the ceremonial transition of presidential power, a poignant reminder of King's impact on equality and justice in the United States. Additionally, this timing allows Americans to reflect on King's legacy at the start of a new year, a symbolic moment to reaffirm commitments to justice and equality. Even after Congress passed the bill in 1983, designating the third Monday of January as Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, the holiday faced resistance. Some states initially refused to recognize it, often citing reasons tied to regional politics or racial tensions. Arizona famously became a flashpoint when it rescinded its recognition of the holiday, prompting boycotts and national outrage. It wasn't until 2000 that all 50 states officially observed the day. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day is not just a day off, it's a day on. Observers are encouraged to engage in acts of service, reflecting Dr. King's belief in community and civic responsibility. Events like parades, educational programs, and volunteer activities transform the holiday into a living tribute to his ideals. The third Monday of January represents more than just a date on the calendar. It's a testament to the resilience of a movement that demanded justice. From its challenging inception to its nationwide acceptance, Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day encapsulates the enduring struggle for equality and reminds us of our shared responsibility to continue King's work. It's a day that calls each of us to reflect, act, and uphold the dream King so vividly articulated. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day stands as a powerful symbol of hope, unity, and progress. It's more than a remembrance of one man. It's a celebration of a movement that reshaped the United States. The holiday's placement on the third Monday of January connects the past, present, and future in meaningful ways, urging us to carry forward King's legacy of equality and justice for all. Want to learn more about the stories behind the moments that shaped our world? Hit subscribe and join us for more incredible journeys into history and beyond.